Hello friends, today we will be attempting sociology questions. So basically this PDF have 50 questions and they are PYQs of CUET-UG. So let's begin without any delay, right? So let's begin with our first question. It says life expectancy refers to the estimated numbers of years that an average person is expected to survive. As we all know, the A option is the correct one. So let's move to the second one. A situation where a large cohort of women of reproductive age will fuel population growth over the next generation, even if each woman has fewer children than the previous generation did, is called. So as we all know, A option fertility rate, B option total fertility will not definitely not will be the answer. So C, that is population momentum, and D is also not the answer, so we can go with option number C, right? So even if you don't know the definition what is population momentum, you can go with the elimination techniques, right? So here we go for the third question, right? The type of demography that inquires into the wider course and consequences of social structure and processes on population is called. So A will be the answer, right? So even if you don't know about these three, you can also read the question deeply and understand that it is talking about the social structure and the processes. So definitely not the arithmetic progression, not the geometric progression, and formal demography definitely not. So option A is the right answer, right? Here goes with the fourth question. Famines and diseases are nature's way of dealing with the imbalance of food supply, vice versa increase in population. Malthus identified this as he identified these as positive checks, right? So moving ahead, sex ratio refers to option number A, number of females per 100 males. No, definitely not. So the option number B says number of males per 1000 females. No, that's a wrong one. The number of females per 1000 males in a given area in a specific period of time. Yes. So option number C is the right answer, but still we can go ahead by reading the option number D, number of females per 1000 males in a given area at a non-specified time. So not the time is specified, okay, right? So moving ahead with question number 6, right? So we all know the list A defines, right, and we have to match it with list number 2, right? So list A, the option number A is can be correctly matched with option number 4, and as we all know, Vokkaligas of Karnataka, right? So we can see if something matches, right? A with the option number 4, okay, so it's mentioned in all of it, A as the option number 4 and Vokkaligas as the option number 3, Vokkaligas of Karnataka, right? So option number C is the correct answer. As we can go ahead with the next question, right? So Brahmo Samaj, as we all know, was related to Raja Ram Mohan Roy, right? And the first girls school for the girls is related to the Savitribai Phule, right? And if we see options for A is option number 2, right? So even if we know about the Brahmo Samaj, we can mark the correct answer, right? So the question number 8 goes ahead like the legal provision against violence and humiliation of to Dalits and Adivasis strengthened by. Okay, so the question asks for the legal provisions against violence and humiliation to Dalits, right? So we can go ahead by reading the options, right? So option number A states Government of India Act 1935. Option number B, Scheduled Caste and Tribes Act. Option number C is 73rd Constitutional Amendment Act, and option number D is Article 17. So as we all know that Article 17 is abolition of untouchability. So Article 17, and that is the option number D is the correct answer. Right, going ahead with the question number 9. So the question states, which of the following is not a characteristic of caste? Right, so option number A, social and regional hierarchy is there is definitely a hierarchy, right? So segmental division B hoga, unrestricted choice of occupation, definitely not. So the correct option will be option number C, because there are restrictions on the choice of occupation in a caste society, right? So question number 10th, the term matrilineal and patrilineal are associated with. So we all know matrilineal means the lineage from the mother side, and patrilineal means the lineage from the father's side, right? So the correct answer will be option number B, that is lineage of descent, right? So question number 11th is the wealth of nation. We all know Adam Smith, right? You have to learn the name of the books and their authors, right? At least learn the basic ones which you think that will come in your exam, right? So the what is the question number? The question number 12 states, liberalization can be understood as, okay, liberalization we all know, right? If you can remember, right? ठीक है, the LPG reforms, liberalization, privatization and globalization. So liberalization can correctly be defined as privatization and marketization, right? So option number A is the correct answer, right? Going ahead with the question number 13th. Right, the question states, other backward class refers to option number A, socially and educationally backward class, B, part of SC/ST, D, a dominant caste, no, D, economically and politically powered classes, no. So option number A, that is socially and educationally backward class, the other backward class, right? So going ahead with our question number 14th, right? So it's again match the column 1, okay? Third gender, we all know, a social category of persons who are neither male nor female, right? Apartheid refers to separation of races, right? We all know this. And Adivasis can be defined as the indigenous population, right? Identify struggles. Transgender means conversion of gender status of body into opposite gender by choice, right? So if we match these, so option number A, second one, right? So option number A with second one, only A option is there with option number A, right? The question number 15th, right? The term that literally means prejudgment, that is an opinion formed in advance of any familiarity with the subject before considering any available evidence, is prejudice, right? You have to read these definitions, right? Definition of stratification, right? Discrimination, stereotypes. We should all know what are stereotypes, what is stratification, right? These basic definitions are important for your exam, okay? And again, as I told you, the name of their books and the authors, right? So there can be books which you don't know, but try to do it with the even if you know any one of the books, try if something matches from the options, right? So Stree Purush Tulna, as you all know, it's written by Tarabai Shinde, right? So let us check the options. Option number A as 2, right? Here's the right. As I told you, even if you know any one of the book, you can go ahead by attempting the question. So 17th question, Indian nationalism is inclusive because it recognizes diversity. Majority groups, like really? Not at all. Regionalism? No. Has one language? No. So option number A is the correct answer. And question number 18th, which of the following is not correct? There is separation of religion and political authority in Western secularism. Yes, definitely. In Indian context, secularism goes hand in hand with communalism. Think about it. Not at all. So B is the right answer, because the question asks for which statement is not correct, right? So let's see the other statements too. In secular Indian state respects all religion, right? A secular state does not favor any religion, yes. Right, the question number 19, moving ahead. Community identity is based on option number A, birth and belongingness, option number B, qualification and achievements, option C, choice and competency, option D, competency and negotiation. So the question asks for the community identity. So definitely competition will not be there, right? So no. Qualification and achievements, no. Option number A is the right answer, belongingness. As you can see, community have a sense of belongingness with each other, right? So question number 20th, identify the correct statement. During emergency, people experienced authoritarian rule. Yes, definitely. It seems like it's option number 8 only, but let's go ahead by reading all the options first. During elections, immediately after the emergency, people voted overwhelmingly. Not at all. Civil liberties of people remain unaffected. No, it was affected. Press was given freedom of speech. No. So we were right. Option number A is the correct answer. So going ahead with 21st question. Which of the following is not Sanskritization? Right? A, exaggerate social mobility. Yes, Sanskritization is a means to ensure social mobility, right? The lower caste people try to imitate the higher caste habits, right? To at least it signifies संस्कृताइजेशन का जो कंसेप्ट है वो एम श्रीनिवास ने दिया हुआ है, राइट? यू मस्ट नो कौन सा कंसेप्ट किसने दिया है, राइट? सो गोइंग अहेड बाय रीडिंग द ऑप्शंस. ऑप्शन नंबर बी, इम्प्रूव पोजिशनल स्टेटस. Yes, it improves positional status of individuals. Option C, rest on purity and pollution. Option D, Dalit culture eroded. I think this is the right answer, that because even Sanskritization existed, the Dalit culture was not eroded completely, right? So going ahead with our 22nd question. Colonization had a deep impact on structure of Indian society. Which of the following is not true regarding colonization in India? Option A, Britishers interfered with Indian market to ensure great profits. Yes. Option B, they altered the way of production. Yes, definitely. Industrial revolution, you can say, kind of, and industries were brought up by the Britishers, machines. It was the complete production was mechanized, right? They implemented Forest Act, which changed the life of pastoralists. Yes, they interfered in our forests. They even tried to change religion of our tribal people. Option D, they benefited from continuous flow of tribute without interference in economic base. This is a wrong statement. That makes option number D a correct answer for your question, because they definitely interfered our economic base. In India, you all know that India is an agrarian economy. Like our basic source of income is from agriculture in those times, right? So they definitely mechanized the production, interfered our economic base, and got profit from that only, right? So coming ahead to the next question. Cities play a key role in economic systems of the empire. Which of the following is not one of them? A, goods can be cheaply imported. B, concrete expressions of global capitalism. C, linked between margins of colonized India and Britain. D, to maintain traditional values. Definitely it's not a role for the cities, right? Cities. And question number 24. The first society to undergo industrialization was definitely UK. So option number C, right, Britain, is the correct answer. The process of decline of religion is known as secularization. We all know it, right? So option number D is the correct answer. Question number 26. Which of the following statement is not power and responsibility delegated to the Panchayat? A. To prepare plans and schemes for economic development, to promote skills that will enhance social justice, to levy tax, collect and appropriate taxes, duties, tolls and fees, to make sure that endogamy is practiced among youth. So, it's not definitely not a function of a panchayat, right? So moving ahead, the panchayat that has the authority to hear petty, civil and criminal cases is known as gram panchayat, right? So option number B is the correct answer here. Question number 28. Which of the following is not a change due to green revolution? Shift from payment in kind to payment in cash. It was increasing bonded labor. I think this is the answer. Rise of rural elite. It was a result, a consequence. Commercialization. It was definitely a consequence. So option number B was the right answer. Commercialization of agriculture does not lead to. क्या पूछा है इधर? That it does not lead to, right? So it does lead to regional inequality. Integration of rural to wider economy. Obviously the question states commercialization of agriculture. Development of rural infrastructure, obviously for the better connectivity, roadways will be developed. Increase in organic farming, right? So commercialization had no link with this. So question number 30th. Washerman, potters, goldsmith, oil pressures are also known as castes, service caste, right? They were not Dalits, not laborers, right? So the correct answer goes with the service caste. Like it's mentioned, washermen, potters, goldsmith, they served for the purpose of service to the elite ones, to the, I'm so sorry for this, right? Question number 31st. Farmer suicide can be linked to agrarian distress caused by structural changes in agriculture. These included, so we can go ahead by reading the options. Changing crop patterns, yes, and high cost inputs, declining state support, yes, if we can go ahead with this, and liberalization policies. So the answer will be A, B, C and E. So option number B will be the correct answer for this. Which of the following statement is not true about the second phase of the Green Revolution? A. Increasing dependence on market. B. Farmers switched to multi-crop system from monocrops. Green Revolution resulted in increased regional inequalities, increased risk to farmers. क्योंकि देखो डिपेंडेंस ऑन द मार्केट तो डेफिनेटली बन गया था, क्योंकि कमर्शलाइजेशन ऑफ एग्रीकल्चर भी हो रहा था और डिमांड और सप्लाई के बेसिस पर ही जो हमारा एग्रीकल्चर था वो रन हो रहा था, राइट? सो farmers switched to multi-crop system from monocrop system. Green revolution resulted in increase in regional inequalities. Definitely there were few farmers that had access to the high yielding seeds, and there were farmers which do not have such access, right? So moving ahead with our question number 33, right? So alienation, okay, as I told you, you should know the basic definition, the basic jargons, the basic terms that are essential in the sociology. For that, alienation refers to when workers do not enjoy the work and task becomes exhausting, repetitive, right? Scientific management, we all know when work is broken into smaller pieces, smaller repetitive elements to increase the efficiency, right? And so if we can go at option A goes with the second one, right? So even if you know the concept of alienation by Karl Marx, right, you can answer these questions, right? These questions are very basic. You can definitely answer them if you read thoroughly, read the basic concepts given by the thinkers, read what terms, states, what are the structures of our society, So here goes, arrange them in the correct sequence. So going ahead, option A, dampening of the tender leaves. Contractor sells to BD manufacturer, filling tobacco evenly. Option D, manufacturer sells to the distributor. So this will be the last one, right? Option E, villagers pick up tender leaves and sell them to the forest departments. So we can go it like this. Option A will be the first one. So ओके, तो 3 ऑप्शन में ऑलरेडी ऑप्शन ई इज़ द फर्स्ट एंड डी इज़ द लास्ट वन. सो contractor selling to manufacturing will be, I guess, second last, right? And A and B, okay, the filling will be done afterwards. So E, A, C, B, D. So option B is the correct answer for this. The government sells its share to several public sector companies. This process is known as public sector disinvestment, uni-investment, laissez-faire disinvestment. So I think there is something wrong with this question, because A or D is same, right? And laissez-faire means free market, which runs with demand and supply in the market. So option A will be the correct answer, or you can go with this option number D, but there is something wrong in the question, right? Retail chains are threat to Indian markets because they promote policy of liberalization, they provide job opportunities. Small local chains grossly will be destroyed. Retail sector is attractive. So देखो क्वेश्चन में क्या पूछा है, थ्रेट पूछा है. और इफ़ यू सी ऑप्शन ए में, ऑप्शन बी में एंड ऑप्शन डी में, दे ऑल आर पॉजिटिव, बट पूछा क्या है, threat. So if we go ahead by this mindset also, we can get our question right. That is option number C. तो ज़रूरी नहीं है तुमको सब कुछ ही आता हो या तुमने सब कुछ ही पढ़ा हो, बट इफ़ यू आर एक्टिव विद योर ब्रेन तो तुम उसका आंसर कर सकते हो. सो एज ट्रेड यूनियन वी ऑल नो, उससे क्या होगा, बार्गेनिंग पावर बढ़ेगी वर्कर्स की, ठीक है. तो लेट्स सी, अगर कोई ऑप्शन पहले ही मैच करता है तो बी का 4, सी B का 4 is only in option number C. So even if you don't know that silicosis in minor, so you don't know, right? तो अगर नहीं पता तो भी कोई बात नहीं, एक बार चेक तो करो. बट क्वेश्चन बहुत बेसिक आने वाले हैं, डोंट लीव देम, राइट? अगर तुमको लग रहा है कि तुमको 2 ऑप्शन में भी डाउट है, 50-50 डाउट है, तो भी गो अहेड विद द क्वेश्चन, राइट? So moving ahead, name the branch of management theory that seeks to increase productivity and competitiveness through creation of unique organizational culture involving all members of the firm. Culture of consumption, corporate culture, knowledge culture और competitive culture. तो क्वेश्चन में ही competitiveness दिया हुआ है, तो ऑप्शन नंबर डी टिक कर दो. Now next question, globalization, okay, and like no characteristics. So we all know like what is globalization, increasing interdependence, ठीक है, in the global market. The countries are interdependent on each other for their resources, for their technology and what not, right? So A goes with, I guess, option number 2, okay. And liberalization we all know is related to economy, right? Liberalization means economic globalization, okay. So moving ahead, A option goes with the third one. So A goes with the A goes with the second one, right? So A goes with the second one and option number D. तो देखो, if you are going like this also, you can manage your time effectively. आपका भी टाइम बचेगा और आपको अपना जो, if you can go through your questions once again, right? In 1997, All India Radio acquired huge popular channel, okay, which grew a money spinning channel for AIR. The name of channel was Doordarshan. Okay, so now we have to read this paragraph and answer the rest of the 5 questions. Like, I am sorry if I mark any of the wrong answer. You can tell me in the comment section. I am also new in this field. I will be glad if you guys support me, right? So, Jharkhand is one of the newly formed states of India, carved out of South Bihar in the year 2000. Behind the formation of the state lies more than a century of resistance. The social movement for Jharkhand has a charismatic leader, Birsa Munda, an Adivasi who led a major uprising against the British. After his death, Birsa became an important icon of the movement. Literates Adivasis began to research and write about him. They disseminated information about the tribal customs and cultural practices. This helped create a unified ethnic consciousness and created a shared identity as Jharkhandis. Okay, read the passage and answer the following question. Name the leader. बिरसा मुंडा, राइट. तो एक बार ही पढ़ लो पैराग्राफ को एंड यू विल नो द आंसर. चूज़ द इनकरेक्ट फीचर ऑफ सोशल मूवमेंट. सस्टेन्ड, देखो अब मैंने कहा था यू हैव टू रीड द बेसिक जार्गन्स, द बेसिक टर्म्स. तो अगर तुमको सोशल मूवमेंट के बारे में पता भी है और पैराग्राफ नहीं भी पढ़ा है तो भी यू कैन आंसर दिस, राइट. सो सस्टेन्ड कलेक्टिव एक्शन भी होगा, शेयर्ड ऑब्जेक्टिव भी होंगे. ओके, सो ओके, शेयर्ड ऑब्जेक्टिव और आइडियोलॉजीज भी होंगे. लीडरशिप शुड ऑल्सो बी अ कैरिज्मेटिक लीडर, राइट. एंड सो ऑप्शन नंबर डी, क्योंकि social movements are organized not disorganized. So option number C, that is. And moving ahead, tribal movements are considered to be a part of new social movement. What comprises of new social movement? Okay, old issues of economic equality, recognition of power relatives, center role of power parties, political parties, or option number D, that is quality life issues, identity and environment, right. So Adivasi shared a common hatred towards Dekus, migrant traders, money lenders, Christian missionaries. So Adivasis, right. So definitely Christian missionaries they had a hatred for the migrant traders and money lenders and Dekus. So what can be the options? Definitely Dekus के लिए उनका कोई hatred नहीं था, तो I guess option number B, C and D. So let's see the options, right. So B, C and D. Option number A. Tribal movements help in creating among Jharkhandis a sense of ethnical consciousness and shared identity. So option number A is the right answer. Okay, so this is the another paragraph. Okay, now we will read this. The industry began in 1851. Most of the tea gardens were situated in Assam. Since Assam was sparsely populated and the tea plantations were often located on uninhabited hillsides, the bulk of the solely needed labor had to be imported from other provinces. I hope you can understand this. Like, the tea plantations were mainly located at the Assam hills, right. So but it was sparsely, means less populated. So but क्योंकि टी प्लांटेशन एक लेबर इंटेंसिव, यानी कि आपको ज़्यादा लेबर चाहिए प्लांटेशन उगाने के लिए, तो एक क्या ऑप्शन बचा हुआ था कि लेबर को आप बाहर से लेके आओ, ठीक है. तो बट टू ब्रिंग थाउजेंड ऑफ पीपल every year from far off homes into strange lands possessing unhealthy climate required provisions of financial and other incentives which the tea planters were unwilling to offer. Instead, they took recourse of fraud, coercion and persuaded government to pass a penal law. This Thus, the recruitment of laborers for tea gardens of Assam was carried on by contractor under the provision of Transport of Native Labourers Act, okay, of 1863 of Bengal, as amended in 1865, 1870, and 1873. Okay, so the industry developed during the colonial period, definitely, right? And the next question goes like टी इंडस्ट्री ड्यूरिंग द कॉलोनियल टाइम्स. ओके, तो पहले क्वेश्चन का आंसर भी आपको नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन में मिल चुका है, ठीक है. तो टी इंडस्ट्री ड्यूरिंग कॉलोनियल टाइम वाज लेबर इंटेंसिव. As the paragraph says, that tea plantation is definitely labor intensive and they have to import laborers from far off places, right? Which of their reasons not valid for the question given below? The tea plantations was based on migrant laborers because not valid पूछा हुआ है, ठीक है, ये भी ध्यान रखना है. The plantations were based in sparsely populated area, yes. Offered high wages, no. Okay, so B is the answer. And option number C, work as labor intensive in nature, yes, work was labor intensive, it's correct. And plantation were located at uninhabited hillsides, yes. So option number B is the correct answer only. And second last question, Transport of Native Labor Act of 1863 was not helpful for who? Tea plantation owners, contractors, colonial government, or laborers? I guess laborers will the answer because it was coercive, right? Because as it's mentioned here that the tea planters were unwilling to offer. Instead, they took recourse to fraud, coercion, and persuaded the government to pass a regressive penal law. Okay, so this will be the answer only. The Transport of Native Labourers Act of 1863 of Bengal was amended in the years 1865, 1870, and 1873. So option number C is the right answer. So definitely thank you from my side if you have reached the end of this video, right? Because this is my first video. If I will get this support, I will definitely make more videos. Kindly let me know in the comment section what do you think about this video, any suggestions you want to give, you want me to slow with my speed, you want me to explain more the questions, do let me know. And thank you guys, thank you so much.